AVRant and SVS have teamed up to bring you an unbelievable opportunity. Have you been dreaming of dual subwoofers? Perhaps you'd like to upgrade your entire 5.1 speaker package. Don't have the cash? AVRant and SVS have your back. Go to www.avrant.com right now for your chance to win your choice of dual PB1000 subwoofers or a prime 5.1 satellite speaker package. Contest ends September 30th. Don't wait. Open to the residents of the United States and Canada. We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Right, Mitch. Mitch asks, how does he find the best tone for the main left and right speakers? He's heard us say something about using pink noise, but doesn't know the actual process.
Okay.
And similarly, how do you determine the ideal separation distance for the front left and right speakers? Obviously, the width of the room will play a factor as well as the distance to the listening position, but this is a rule of thumb to follow here.
Well, that second one is easier to answer. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
it's
start
the golden triangle is what we always kind of talk about, though. There is to me, it's a bit false as far as the golden triangle, of course, is that the speakers are as far apart as they are from each other as they are from you. That's like the golden.
Right. Well, it's just making 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, right?
Yeah.
It's 30 degrees to your left. You measure 30 degrees over to your left. Look that way. Oh, there's a speaker. And 30 degrees over to your right, and look that. Oh, there's a speaker. And that will just create an equilateral triangle. You can do that, or you can go by Dolby's recommendation for surround sound, which is they can be that wide apart. They can be 30 degrees to your left, 30 degrees to your right. That's fine. Or Dolby allows for them to be closer together as much as 22.5 degrees to your left, 22.5 degrees to your right, or anywhere in between. So anywhere from 22.5 degrees left and right to 30 degrees left and right. In other words, anywhere from a 45 to 60 degree spread total. That's how far apart they should be. However, if you can, they rarely should be closer than 6 feet to each other. That's usually you don't want them closer to 6 feet because 6 feet is about 250 hertz, and 250 hertz is just about where bass starts to become omnidirectional. You start putting them closer together than that, you start having wave interaction problems from the left speaker to the right speaker and vice versa. So 6 feet apart is about a minimum, and then go with the angles after that.
Now, as far as toe-in goes, there's a lot of ways to test for this. There's the fun way and the not fun way.
Yeah.
Now, Rob's way is the not fun way.
Okay.
I think we can all agree on that. Rob's way, I'll let Rob describe his way, but my way is much more interesting. First, you need to get your speakers where they're gonna be, and that, like we talked about, you're looking for about 30 degrees, that far apart from each other as far away as they are from you. You get it about like that, as close as you can, based on your room, where your TV is, how all this other stuff. You do the best you can because you don't have a perfect room. You don't have a room that you can do this with. So, if you want there to be a speaker in the way of your TV because you're trying to get the right angles, somebody's probably going to divorce you. So you're going to get them where they're going to be. Then, if you're me, you face them straight out and you start listening to some music.
No toe in at all.
None at all. Then you point them directly at you and you start listening to some music. And I listen to music, mostly in this case, I'm listening for two things. I'm looking for how vivid the center image is of the sound. So the vocalist, we're listening to 2-channel only music now. How well that speaker, that person who's singing, sounds like they're coming from the center channel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm also looking for how wide the sound stage is, and I do that by using music that has big pans. that pans left to right or right to left, or preferably both. And, you know, just listening to the width of the music, how wide, how big the front of the stage sounds. But what I'm looking for is a nice solid center image and a sound that when it pans from left to right and right to left, does so in the widest possible way. So, and you know, you're going to be someplace between pointed straight at your head and straight out.
Mm-hmm.
And what you might find, depending on if Vance Dickinson anyways, design your speakers, you might find that no matter where you place them between straight at your head and straight out, they sound exactly the same. In which case, you've got a speaker that has really great off axis response, and you face them straight out, and you go about your merry way. But more likely, you're going to find that as you change that tone and angle, you're going to find serious differences with how it sounds. Generally speaking, it may be, depending on how close you're sitting to the speakers, it may be that you actually toe them in so much that they are crossing, that if you put a laser on top of them, the lasers would cross like in front of you slightly.
Yep, that is possible.
You may find that makes it sound the best.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a trial and error thing.
Oh yeah.
Now, what's Rob going to say?
Yeah, so where you're hearing about the pink noise thing in my method, now the pink noise can just be the, if you go into your AV receiver and you go to your speaker levels, and you're setting the levels one at a time, that's generating pink noise. So you don't even have to download a file or anything like that. You can just use that. And what I do is I go and I stand right in front of the speaker. And I kneel down so that my ears are right at tweeter level, and I'm like bang on right in front of the speaker, and I listen to that pink noise. And then I move myself slowly to the left and the right of the speaker. And I will notice now, as soon as I move off of dead on axis, there will be a slight change in the sound instantaneously. So don't worry about that. Yeah. But what you'll find is that there'll be some amount that you can move to the left and the right of dead ahead center, where within that range, that pink noise sounds pretty uniform. It sounds about the same. And then you'll reach a point. Sometimes it happens quite gradually. Sometimes it happens quite drastically. Like you're in one spot and then you move like an inch more to the left, and you're like, whoa, that pink noise sounds substantially different this slight bit over. So you're going to notice that at some point the pink noise changes in its tone. When you notice that, you can put some tape on the top of your speaker or just make a note of it, basically, but you kind of want to figure out the angle, and what you'll end up with is a V shape in tape on the top of your speaker, where, some point to the left, some point to the right. Within that whole range, the pink noise sounds pretty uniform, and therefore you can sort of picture this V shape coming out the front of your speaker, or kind of a cone of sound, but within that cone or that V, the pink noise is pretty uniform. I then try to aim the speaker so that all of my seats, because I care about a wide and deep seating area, so that all of my seats hopefully fall within the V coming out of that speaker. That's my goal, so that more or less whatever sound is coming out of that speaker is pretty uniform hitting all of the seats. Now, if you have a really wide seating area, maybe the seats to the extreme left and the extreme right won't be able to fit inside that V. Obviously, make sure that the seats that you care about most are within the V that comes out of that speaker. But that's my method in using the pink noise. There you go.
Yeah, then there's nothing wrong with that. And then you're going to want to sit down. My method involves usually a glass of whiskey or scotch, which I find less annoying than putting my listening to.
Yeah, you can get sick of pink noise, but I listen to a lot of pink noise and sweeps. That's my life.
That's what he does. That's his thing. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.